It's a lightweight rematch in Salt Lake City. Dan Tom here with MMA Junkie to help you break down the main event for UFC 291 between Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje. Of course, these two met just over 5 years ago back in the UFC on Fox era in Arizona, and we were privy to one of the most amazing lightweight fights, MMA fights, UFC fights, MMA fights on the big Fox network. You name the category, it's probably in that top 5. It was a fantastic fight between two of the fighters who is probably our best parallel to boxing's four kings, Dustin Poirier and Gaethje, with all the great wars they gave us. They gave us a great one that night. It's hard to imagine we get anything short of amazing this Saturday. At the time of this video, the odds makers and public are siding with Dustin Poirier in the neighborhood of minus 162 with a comeback on your underdog Gaethje in the neighborhood of plus 126 as of this video. Now, seeing Poirier as the favorite is no surprise. I'm glad to see these odds pretty tight because that's where it should be, arguably. Kind of like how I wrote in my original write-up of their first fight. It's like a human car chase, both Gaethje and Poirier are going toward the finish line, except it's not a matter of who gets there first. It's a matter of whose car or body is able to hold together to even cross the finish line in the first place. We may get more of the same, but doubly so. We've got elevation in the air. We're at Salt Lake City, so that means the body work from both parties is going to be extra crucial. Of course, body work has been key to people who have beaten Justin Gaethje, which is a very short list, mind you. Of course, Dustin Poirier can go to the body, underrated to the legs. Of course, we know Justin Gaethje, one of the kings of all time when it comes to kicking the legs in MMA as far as that goes. I think that's going to be a big part of the plan, especially with his more measured version. We've seen him under Trevor Whitman fight more of a countering off the back foot. His left hook has really come to life. I really like the ebbs and flows of the inside parry counters and so forth of Justin Gaethje, rolling under hooks, returning hooks of his own. What is not to love? However, if he does try more of a countering approach this time, I do worry that he might not be as a diverse or maybe I dare say capable, and I mean that with all due respect, as a Poirier from fighting in those range. Furthermore, not only is Poirier proven, like in his last fight they had, that he can counter, but Poirier, any iteration of him, his favorite kill zone is when you're in between the fence and inner black octagon lines. If Justin Gaethje gets close and plays that game, I think he'll be at a timing disadvantage, a directionality disadvantage, and those timing change-ups of Poirier I think are really going to wreak havoc. Give me Dustin Poirier by round 3. Gaethje is live. I really think the fight could end by either fighter in round 3, but I'm going to go with Dustin Poirier. For more stats like southpaw records and rematch records, check out my in-depth breakdown at MMAJunkie.com, where you can find results and post-fight fallout this weekend.